Last week was a very wonderful week for trading. I took a lot of trades. I sent out a lot of trades to my signal room, and the results are going to wow you. Now, how was I able to take my Thursday's trade? Thursday's trade was very funny. Just watch out. If I switch back to the 1 hour time frame, remember I said the 1 hour time frame is what I use in doing my analysis, while the 15 minutes time frame is basically what I use in taking my entry. I don't even complicate things that much. I just leave it like that. Now, let's see how I was able to take this Thursday's trade. Right? So now, one thing I can notice right here is that price, you remember what I said to you at the beginning of this video. I said if price ever struggles to continue going higher from this point, it's going to come to this 1 hour order block before moving to the upside, and that was what happened. Price came to this 1 hour order block, pushed to the upside to this opposite liquidity right here before it started pulling to the downside. Now, this is a change of character, right? Price is no longer pushing to the upside, it's now pushing to the downside. It has changed character. You can see that was why we took a sell for Thursday's trade. But then that's not the only reason why we took a sell. Just stick with me and you'll see why we took a sell right here. Now, this is Asian session. We don't trade Asian session. I don't really care about the Asian session, right? So I keep looking at the 1 hour time frame for my analysis until it gets close to the New York session before I will switch to the 15 minutes time frame to start looking for my entry. Now, what can you see right here? The order block strategy again. Just basically as simple as I keep it. My strategy is the order block strategy. Now, what can you see? You can see that the order block, this is a bearish order block, this green candle right here. The green candle, the last green candle that swept buy side liquidity before a displacement to the downside, and then this displacement actually broke structure to the downside. Now, our order block is right here. Now, I didn't know that price is going to get here before I'll take my sell. I didn't know. I was just watching patiently. I just keep on watching patiently till it gets to the New York session. When it gets to the New York session, I want to start looking for my setup, right? So now let's see how I was able to take this trade right here. First of all, we've marked our order block in the 1 hour time frame, and then when it gets to New York session, I want to be switching to what? I want to be switching to the 15 minutes time frame right there. As you can see right here, 12 to 1 o'clock, this is where I want to be switching to the 15 minutes time frame to start looking for my entry points, right? Now, there's something I'm noticing right here. We have a low probability order block right here. This is the last green candle before this bearish displacement to the downside. That could have been a possible entry point for us, but then I don't know why I like to keep my entry as thin as possible and then risk hitting stop loss. But then let's see how this trade went out, right? So now you can see that price is kind of building liquidity a little bit at this top. It has taken this liquidity, and now let's see it's going to start pulling to the downside. No, it did not. It went back up to take liquidity again the second time. Now, I told you guys from my previous video, my strategy, if I see it on the 1 hour time frame, that is if I see the 1 hour order block and I see the 15 minutes order block again, that's another A+ setup for me. Now let's see how I was able to take this trade. Now, what you can see right here is my A+ setup, but then it has not played out correctly. Just chill. Now you can see that price is gradually moving to the upside. A lot of things are playing in your favor right here. Price has broken structure to the downside in the 1 hour time frame. It gave us a double top right here and displays to the downside. Now we are seeing a low probability order block right here where price is meant to be rejecting from. What we can see right here is a fake out, right? Price is faking out, making traders believe that it's going to be going higher at this point. When I see this and then I'm already building up for a sell, you can see the way price displays to the downside is different from how price is going to the upside. Price displays to the downside with decent candles, and now it's struggling to continue going up. This is more of a consolidation. This is more of a correction move to the downside. You know, when a trend moves like this: impulsive, correction, impulsive, correction, impulsive, right? The correction is always going to be very, very tiny. The movement in the correction is always going to be very, very tiny. And that's what we can see right here. This is an impulsive and this is a correction. And we are anticipating another impulsive to the downside, correct? Now, I've seen my order block strategy in the 1 hour time frame. Now, let's see if I'm going to find it again in the 15 minutes time frame. Now, this is it. You can see right here, after price faked out to the upside, a lot of people are already buying at this point, and a lot of traders that were selling already, their stop loss would have been hit already. Now, my strategy in the 15 minutes time frame, my A+ setup is after I see a sweep of this liquidity and then a displacement to the downside. After I see a sweep of this liquidity and then a displacement to the downside, I want to wait for price to hold this point again. I want to see another candle closing back inside the zone. I must not find another candle closing back at the top. I must not find another candle going back here to close. I want to find another candle closing back inside the zone to be sure that yes, that was really a sweep of liquidity. I explained more of this in my previous video explaining my strategy. You can go back and watch that video if you haven't already. Now see what happened in the next candle. Price came to this top and then came back down to close. My strategy has played out. And now the opening of this candle is going to be my other block candle, right? Because this is the last up close candle before this bearish displacement to the downside. And I want to be selling from this point. And I sent out the signal. That's all you can see on the screen right there. Sell gold now. That was immediately after price retraced to that point. You can see price retraced to this point, gave us our entry, and I told everyone start selling gold. And that was how we were able to take this trade right here. Full TP hits in less than an hour, right? As easy as that. In fact, I leave my strategy very, very simple and plain. Right now, let's switch to the 1 hour time frame. Let's see how we're able to take the next trade. That was Friday. And now, Friday, remember, I told you we took a loss and then we took another trade to make it a win, right? So now let's see how we're able to take that loss on Friday, and let's see what we did to fix it correctly, right?